Dr. ZaLonya Allen with the National Entrepreneurs Association. And today I'm excited because I'm here with the first place winner of our 2021 National Virtual Pitch Competition, Part 2, Chantele Jones. Hello, Chantele. How are you?
I'm doing great.
And thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this is really exciting to have you come in first place at our pitch competition. I love it when we announce the winners and I see the look of shock on the contestant's face. And I certainly saw that on your face. Can you talk a little bit about what you were thinking, how you were feeling?
Oh yeah. So it was two things. So one, a couple of people that were pitching, I knew from other circles of other pitch competitions, and they had amazing pitches. So it was the one where I thought I was good. But I also thought there were some that were good as well. So it was that shock factor. And then two, I had so many technical issues. So I had rehearsed and practiced before coming on. And it was like as soon as 5 o'clock hit, I don't know what happened. It's like my Wi-Fi started acting crazy. I was hearing like buzzing off of my computer. So I had set everything up to be in a certain area in my home. And I'm moving around, logging in, logging out, emailing you like, hey, I'm going to come back in or I can't get in. And so I ended up setting up in my living room and I was just trying to make everything, look presentable because I wanted to represent my brand. But when it finally, I was actually glad that I was last because by the time you got to me, I'm just like, hey, I'm putting it all out there. I'm going to do my best. And whatever happens, Lord willing, is what happens. And so literally after I did my pitch, I fell out on my living room floor. And I was just like, oh, I was just like, oh my goodness, like what is going on? I'm just exhausted. I'm tired. It just took so much work. So when you called my name, I was like, what? Like, oh, thank you, Lord. Because I absolutely needed it to fund everything that we're doing. But I was just so grateful for the opportunity and to even be in the room with so many amazing entrepreneurs and even the speakers. It was absolutely amazing. But yeah, it was so much going on.
Yes, Murphy's Law was in effect.
Yeah.
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong and at
wrong.
the worst possible moment. And I
Yes.
remember that I was running the competition and moderating, and I kept getting direct messages from you and emails from you. I'm like, what is going on? But you persevered through that and you gave a modified version of your pitch and you still came in first place. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a testament that you don't have to be perfect to win. So stop waiting to start your business, start where you are. And persevere, believe in yourself, and you can still win. And Chantele is an example of that.
Yes.
So tell us, what do you plan to do with the prize? So you won $2,000 cash, a brand new Dell computer, and a one-year membership to the National Entrepreneurs Association. So tell us what you're going to do with your prize package and how that's going to help you grow your business.
Yes. So with the prize funds, we were able to completely furnish our bakery front space. So we got our tables and chairs, we got some cards. I'm purchasing my window decal. I have a designer that's doing 2 windows for me. So we're able to do that with the funds, as well as I'm doing an accent wall in the store. So we were able to hire a painter, get all of our paint supplies. So yes, I've been able to do a lot. Also, and purchase our beverage refrigerators. So we were able to do a lot with that.
So I know that you're opening a new location. So can you talk about how the business was set up or how it's set up now and what your plans are to expand?
Yes. So this October, I'm opening up Estella's Vegan Dessert Boutique. We are the very first all vegan bakery in the city of Detroit and Grandmont Rosedale. So I have the unique opportunity to come into the Grand River Workplace. They have a pop-up space there. So I will be there from October to March. It's a 6-month long-term pop-up, and I'll be able to further test out things, see what works, what doesn't, before moving into our permanent storefront location, which will be in Grandmont Rosedale as well. But since we were granted the opportunity to come into this pop-up space, I decided to do that first before, making it final. And so and then once we move into the permanent location, my ultimate goal is to start franchising.
Oh, wow. So tell us the story behind Estella's. Tell us about how you named it and why you started it.
Yeah. So originally I started my business and it was called Be Delish. At that time I was thinking vegan, delicious, I'm gonna call it Be Delish. And I was doing pop-ups and catering and cooking classes, really focusing on wanting to educate my community on the benefits of plant-based eating. We are in the Brightmoor neighborhood of Detroit. And so last year during the pandemic, as we all had so much time to sit around and think, about what we wanted to do, I really took that time to see, what do I want to do next? Where do I want my business to go? What do I see myself doing? Like, what do I really want? And so with that, I'm like, I feel like I'm thinking too small. I feel like I have this rich history of my mom being an avid baker and cook, and my grandmother being an avid baker and cook, and she used to get this rich history and story from my family, and it's like I'm not even sharing that. And so that was when I decided to rebrand to Estella's and share, like, this is what I come from. My grandmother is who started me baking. My grandmother is who started me cooking. Why am I not sharing that with the people that support me, that this really isn't just what I do, but it's who I am and it's what I love. And I feel like it pays tribute to all of my family that came before me doing these things. And I'm just here and I'm able to take it to the next level.
Wow, I absolutely love your business. I am a vegetarian myself, and sometimes it's hard to find a nice variety of food choices. So I think a lot of more people are becoming vegetarian and vegan. So can you talk a little bit about that? Have you found that's the case and why?
Absolutely. So how everything came about is because I had my own health care, where I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and it took forever for them to actually put a label on it. I was just sick and they didn't know what was wrong with me. And so I ended up putting myself on a elimination diet where I eliminated certain foods for a period of time to see what my triggers were. And the number one thing off the bat for me was dairy. I was never a big meat eater, but I was absolutely in love with cheese and things like that. But it just didn't agree with my body. And so with the change of diet, and it's like, hey, I think that I can share what I've learned and how I've been able to naturally heal my body with others. And so it's really become, I feel like vegan has become more trendy nowadays, but really it is more beneficial, I would say, to everybody, but specifically for those who are experiencing things in their body. And I had shared in my pitch too that 1 in every 5 people either have a dairy or an egg allergy. And so it's very, very common. And you do see more and more people transitioning their diets because of, animal rights or environmental issues or health issues. So more and more people are becoming that way. You can see that in the market now, where meat sales are declining, and other things are declining because more people are looking to follow a more plant-based diet, or at least more open to it.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons I became a vegetarian, because certain foods start to really disrupt my system and make me sick. And I don't think people realize how prevalent food allergies are.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what made you enter the pitch competition? A lot of entrepreneurs don't think of this as an option, and some just have a fear of public speaking. Mm-hmm. So did you have that challenge with public speaking, and what made you enter?
Yeah, so I never liked public speaking. I like talking to people, like small groups of people, but being in front of a lot of people, especially in person, it makes me very nervous and uncomfortable. I just really feel like on the journey of entrepreneurship, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You just got to do it. Like, it may feel very, very weird. It may be out of your comfort zone, but you just got to do it. And then secondly, I feel like you should be able to share your story. Like, you should be able to just tell people quickly who you are, what you do. And the more you do it, I feel like the more comfortable you become. I won't say it's necessarily easy, but you do become more comfortable with sharing your story, because you do your business every day. Nobody knows your business better than you do.
Right. There's so many benefits to pitching. A lot of entrepreneurs use it as a way to fund their business. Mm-hmm. So, you can win literally hundreds of thousands of dollars pitching your business that you don't have to pay back. And also it forces you to crystallize your vision and figure out exactly what it is you're doing, which will increase your chances of getting any type of funding. And it's also going to, I think, help you be more successful in that business when you know exactly what you're doing and what your goals are.
Yeah.
So I just wanted the viewers to know there's so many benefits to pitching, and people tell me every year, ZaLonya, I'm going to enter the pitch, and then they're nowhere to be found. And it's probably that fear of public speaking, but when you have a dream and you're so passionate about it, it overrides that fear.
It does. All fear. Yeah.
And then we added coaching. So there are people to help you. You can use one of our coaches. You can hire a coach, but don't let that fear stop you.
Yeah. So, people even reached out afterward and was like, I'm definitely going to enter next year. And I'm like, go for it. Like, either it's really no loss. Either even in pitch competitions that I've entered that I did not win, I don't even consider it a loss, because it's like either you win or you gain practice, because you pick up on things you can do better, improve, and you just keep going.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited to have you as part of our entrepreneurial community. I can't wait to come down to your restaurant and try the food. I'm really excited about that. Thank you to our sponsors at Dell and Comerica. And do you have any final words for our audience or our sponsors before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you, ZaLonya, for making this even possible, and the amazing work you do for small business owners and entrepreneurs. And thank you so much to the sponsors who make this possible for us small business owners, because we need help and guidance, and it's not easy. So when we have people like you who help support us, like, it's so greatly appreciated.
Well, that's so great to hear. Thank you. And I always say, why go it alone when we can do it together? So join our community of entrepreneurs and get the help and support that you need. Well, again, I'm Dr. ZaLonya Allen, President of the National Entrepreneurs Association. Thank you guys for joining me today, and see you next time.